Creations Knitting Podcast. This is episode 33, I believe. I have to check on that, but I think I'm episode 33. So, it has been a little crazy of a week, sort of. I told you last week that we were looking at buying a new car. We did. We bought a new car, and my husband and I are not tech savvy in the least. And it's funny, this new car has a built-in GPS. So we decided we're going to use it. We're going to we drove to my parents' house to show them the car. And the whole way, this thing is giving us instructions to make U-turns. And we're like, this isn't working right. Why is this not working? And my husband's like, well, if we're taking this on vacation, we are not using the GPS because it's all wrong. Then I realized what happened. When the dealer was showing us how the GPS worked, he plugged in the address for the car dealer itself, so the car kept wanting to go back home again. Yes, it kept trying to turn us around. So once I eliminated where our starting point was and where our destination, rearranged it, then we were good. But yeah, it kept trying to take us back to the dealership. Yeah. Tech savvy, I am not. At least on most things. Obviously not on GPSs. So, yeah. And I am still trying to work out Instagram. I do have an Instagram account, and I'm hoping to get it up and running this next week. I tried it before and I couldn't make it work, but I've done a little bit more research, so I'm hoping to get it operational so that next week I'll be able to say that I hopefully have an Instagram account. I do have down in my description box below, there is links to my Ravelry group, my pattern that I've designed on Ravelry, my Etsy shop. I have a Facebook account, and I also have a Pinterest account. And those show up in the intro. My Pinterest and my Facebook account are under Katrina Knits, and my Etsy account and my Ravelry are under KatrinasCreations. So check them out, and if you haven't clicked the subscribe button, please do so. And if you've enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. And I've got a couple things that I really would like some feedback on this week, just to see what you think. But I'll get to that when I get to that section of the podcast today. In the line of finished objects, I have several. Nothing big, but I told you last week I was going to be making some dishcloths for my sister-in-law for their housewarming. I have 2 made so far, so I thought I would show you these. Here's the first one. And this is a Trinity stitch. It's just a grouping of 3 stitches that kind of cluster together like little popcorn stitches. They remind me of popcorn stitches with in crochet. So this is the Trinity stitch, and this is called the Little Shell pattern. Now, I'd like to say I came up with these on my own, but I didn't. A few weeks ago on one of the podcasts, I talked about a sampler Afghan that I knitted from this book, which is, it's an old leisure art, so you can still get this. It's a sampler Afghan, and let's see if I can show you up front so you can see each of the squares. There you can see it really well. Each of the squares is a different pattern, and you can put them together in any order. There's a total of 48 to choose from, and you can make a sampler Afghan. The Afghan is based on 1 foot by 1 foot squares. So I actually used 2 of the patterns that were in here. I used this pattern here, which is the Trinity stitch, and I used this pattern, which is the small shell, little shell pattern. Now, like I said, they are meant for a 1 foot square, little knitted square. I just cut them down. I figured out how often the repeat was used for the pattern, and then made it accordingly, said that I had something that was roughly 7 inches by 7 inches. So I just kind of experimented and adapted. I have in my works in progress, I'm still working on some other dishcloths because I've still got some of the yarn left, so I will show you those when I get to that section. The other item I finished, and I literally just finished it. I've got strings hooked to it. I finished the purple dress. The blue dress I finished a while back. I finished the purple dress. Here's the collar. And it just has simple sleeves here. I have to hem it yet. And there's the waistband. This was much easier than the blue one I made because the blue one was t-shirt material. And yeah. I'll put you've heard my horror story with trying to do that. If you check out the video that says Mom to the Rescue, that's when I got it fixed. Because my machine is about 30 years old. And we have a love-hate relationship, my sewing machine and I. And lately it's been more hate than love. In fact, when doing this, I had to redo some of the seams several times because it kept breaking the thread, it kept knotting, and I kept checking my tension, thinking my tension was too tight. My tension was set to what it was supposed to be, according to their instructions, and I don't know. I don't know what the problem was. And then at the very end, it sewed perfectly fine. So I don't know what the problem is. But I have to just put the hem in it yet, because right now it like drags on the floor. So I'll put it on and have my husband stick a pin where I think it should be, and then I'll hem it from there. But that's the finished product, and as you can tell, I like purple. I'm not wearing anything knitted today because it's kind of warm. This is just like a little light scarf thing to dress up my little purple t-shirt to clean the garage with. My husband and I bought this car and then realized it doesn't fit in the garage really well, so we need to straighten the garage out a little bit more. We have a two-car garage, but it's a really small two-car garage, and yeah. So we need to clean the garage out today. So that is my finished objects. Now for my works in progress. I have been working on my cozy memory blanket. And I talked to you last week. I was mentioning So Sweet Violet's, how I liked the way her cozy memory blanket looked. How most of the cozy memory blankets, you can see the miters all go. Oops, I'm turning it sideways. I'm giving this away already. Okay, if you can see, all of my miters go the same direction. I've started, because I liked what I saw with hers, I've got the miters coming down. So there is going to be a section at some point that will actually, when it gets down to here, will actually look like the spokes of a wheel, the way the miters will come out. At least in theory, that's my goal. So this week I have put on this one and this one and this one and this one. So I'm working my way down and I'm changing the direction of my miters. So if I get this close, there you can see the miters are going two different directions. So it kind of looks like a starburst when you finish. Like I said, spokes of a wheel. Kind of goes out like an X. And I just thought it kind of gave it more interest, and hers is gorgeous because it's all pastels, but I'm not a pastel person for the most part, except for purple apparently. Yeah, so it is what it is, but I just thought it added a little more interest than having all my miters run the same direction. So I've been working on that, and then I've been doing my dishcloth. This one is the third one that I'm working on. And I'm actually doing this kind of based on the cozy memory blanket. It's got the miter up through the center, and I'm just putting some yarn overs in between. Except you got to really count when you do yarn overs in here to make sure your stitches are the same on both sides. Because I messed up and had a uniquely shaped dishcloth at one point. It was like one side was long, one side was like this, and I realized I'd gotten off on my count and had to rip about half of it out. So, yeah. So, I've been counting now. So, just a few more rows, and that'll be the third one. And I have about this much yarn left, so I think when I finish, I will probably have enough left to make one more dishcloth. So, and who knows, if I still have a little teeny bit left over, if I combine this with the yellow and blue ones that I've been making for myself, I might get another yellow and blue one out between the two of them. So that is one of my works in progress. Then I have been working, and it's in my Must Love Yarn bag. I love this bag. I have been using this thing so much because I can just tip over the top and stuff it in my pocketbook. Or if I'm sitting at home, I can just stick this on my arm and knit. And it does stand up on its own because it has a square bottom. So it'll stand up on its own too. So I can either sit it on the floor and knit it, or I can put it on my arm and knit, and I don't end up with the yarn rolling all over the place. So this is for my knit along that we have currently running for the Banner Unfurled. And I'll show you how far. Last week I was right about here. This week I've gotten all the striping done. So I'll hold it out to here. So there's the end there. And you can see the striping. And then the third color that will be coming in is white. If you aren't aware of the knit along that is running, this is based on the pattern that I designed for Ravelry. And like I said, the link to it is down below in the description box. There is a coupon code if you order it through, if you use KC20, it'll give you 20% off of it. The knit along is running until July 30th. And all you have to do is complete a project, stick it in the Ravelry groups page, and tell me what kind of yarn you used. And the person that wins, I'm not going to go into all the prizes and show them like I normally do every single week, because you all have seen them by now. If you haven't, check out one of the, like last week's podcast, you'll see it. But it's a project bag and some stitch markers, a progress keeper, and a skein of primrose yarn. So, anyway, this is my experimental lace version, because the original pattern that I designed called for fingering to sock weight, and so I'm just kind of playing with some lace weight to see what I can do with it. So this is the third color that will be in there. And I ordered the beads for it this week, and that will be in my acquisitions. I'll tell you what I got. It hasn't come in yet, but I'll tell you what I got. And then the last thing I've got that I've been working on for my works in progress is I am in the process of designing another shawl. And it is going to be, I'll tell you a little about it. It's going to be asymmetrical. It's going to be gradient colored. The one I'm making is in yellow. Apparently I've got a yellow theme running lately. But anyway, it's going to be in yellow. And every section is going to have a different stitch to it. So it'll be just a little bit different just to keep your interest. So this is what I have so far. It has a little eyelet edge, and then a solid edge here, and some ribbing going on. Here's where I would like one of your feedbacks. Well, this is actually not feedback yet, but I'm thinking when I get further along with this shawl, be thinking of a name for the shawl, because I think I am going to run a giveaway. Once like I said, it's not going to start till I get close to finished so that you can see what it's going to look like. But I'm going to have you all help me name the shawl. And whichever name I pick will get a free copy of the pattern when it's completed. So between now and when I actually start the giveaway, because like I said, I want to get a little bit more there, so you know, it's kind of hard to name a shawl based on this much. So I want to wait till I get a little bit further along and show it to you. And in the meantime, be thinking of some ideas for names, and you can enter them in the giveaway when I start it, and win a free copy once it is out on Ravelry. So that's what I've been working on with that this week. The other thing I thought I would show you, remember last week I showed you I had won a giveaway from Us Love Yarn, and the project bag I just showed was one of the items. The other thing I won was some yarn from them. So I thought I would show you what I looked through my stash this week and came up with some things that I can put this yarn with that I think will really look good. So I thought I would share those with you. This is alpaca. This is so soft. I can hardly wait to knit with this. It's got a beautiful halo to it. It is so soft. Anyway, I happened to look through my stash and remembered I had this. This is Knit Picks yarn. It is 80% superwash Highland wool, 20% polyamide, and it's fingering weight, as is this. And this is also Knit Picks. but look how well these three go together. I think this is going to look really, really good. And I am thinking Drachenfels. I'm thinking, because this would be beautiful in it. And it's purple. I mean, you know me, it's purple. What can I say? So I think that'll be great. I really like these colors together. So there's my one thought. And if I did need another color to throw it in, I've got this one, but I don't think it goes as well. This is only a if I must type of color, but these three definites. So the other yarn that was given to me was Woolenvine. Yes, the coveted Woolenvine. And this is from their yarn club from October 2014, and it's called Yellow Dress. So here's the different colors in it. And notice the pink. Notice the pink. It's looking more red here, but it is actually pink. It definitely looks more red in this picture, but it is a pink. And it is very, very close to that pink. There you can see the two really well together. So I think these are going to, I think they're going to play nicely together. I'm not sure at what yet, but I think these two are going to go together. So that is one plan. And then here's where I have a question to see what you think. This was the third yarn that was in the bundle, and it's kind of an odd color. It's called Wisterious, and it is a purple. Again, me and the purple. It has some strange, you can see kind of an orangey yellow in it, and it does have stellina. The sparkle is showing up beautifully. But see the kind of strange, kind of washed out yellowy purple? That's what I have in trouble pairing it with, and you can see it over on this side a lot. So, I'm not sure that it would go with this. I don't tend to think so. There is some of this color in right here. Has some of this color in it, but I don't tend to think so with this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I have another idea, which I will talk about. Actually, I'll move on to acquisitions because I can't talk about it till I do that. This past week, I was watching Sheepishly Sharing. It's Margaret Olander. And if you watch her episode 177, it's the latest one that she released, she talked about Knit Crate and some other boxes that Knit Crate puts out. Now, I've looked at Knit Crate in the past, but it was like $40 or more a month. And I wasn't sure I really wanted to spend that much, or commit to spending that much. But then she showed that they have some other boxes available at a little bit cheaper price point. One of them was called Knitology, and she was offering a 20% discount. So if you're interested in what I'm going to show you in a few minutes, if you go to Margaret Olander's podcast, number 177, she shows the yarn that she got, which is the same yarn that I have, and she tells you what the coupon code is, because she has a special coupon code with them as, I don't know if she's an affiliate or what, but she has a special discount through it. So go to her podcast to watch it and get the discount. But it's I think it was 20% discount. It took off $6, a little over $6. So I ordered it. And it really is a pretty good deal by the time I figured it out. To order the box, the subscription, I'm thinking it was $33.89 or $33.98. Something. It's $33 and some change. It's almost $34 a month. But that also includes your shipping. That's including your shipping in the price. And then with the 20% off, it took it down to like $28 for me to order my first box to see if I really liked it or not. I liked it a lot, actually. And so I thought I would film the unboxing of when I opened the yarn, when I opened the box and saw the yarn. I knew what was in there because I had watched her podcast, so I knew what it looked like. I just didn't know what it felt like. So anyway, I did subscribe to them. So from here on out, when I open up their box, I will film it for you so you can watch me open it as well. But it really is a fairly decent price. I mean, even at the regular price, which after this month I'll be paying, which comes out to around $34 a month, when you figure it includes your shipping in that, and it's 2 skeins of yarn each month. If you bought, and it's hand painted, if you bought hand painted or hand dyed yarn, if you look on Etsy, most of the hand painted or hand dyed yarn run $26 to $28 a skein. And I'm getting 2 skeins with it. And then on Etsy, you would pay the $26 to $28 plus shipping. So you would spend almost the same amount or the same amount for 1 skein of yarn, and I'm getting 2 at the regular full price. So I'm going to insert the video where I did the unboxing because I couldn't wait till Saturday when it came in. And it came in very fast. I ordered it like Saturday or Sunday, and it was here by Thursday. So I had to rip into it. There was no way I was going to wait 2 days to see what it looked like. So I filmed it ahead of time, and I'm going to insert that right here. Okay, I thought I would share with you my Knit Crate subscription. I just got this in. It came in today, and I don't want to wait till Saturday to show it to you. So I actually have looked at Knit Crate before and decided against it because of the price, because what I had seen was like $45 or $50 a month. Then I was watching Margaret Erlander, who does Sheepishly Sharing, and she was saying that Knit Crate offers other boxes at different price points. And one of them was like a sock and fingering weight box that doesn't have a lot of the little extras and goodies, which I don't really need the goodies. And so it was like $33.95. And then if you go over to her website, on her podcast, she was offering a 20% discount through them. So check out her latest podcast if you want to learn more about the discount. But the discount was 20% off, which was like over $6. So that by the time it was all said and done, I paid $28. Okay. There's 2 skeins of yarn in this, and they're hand dyed. So I did the math, and it comes out to, with the discount, it comes out to roughly $14 or $15 a skein. That's cheaper than I can get it anyplace else for a hand dyed yarn. So the regular price, like I said, is, I believe it's $33.89 or $33. It's $33 something, almost $34. But even that, and that includes free shipping, that you don't have to pay for shipping on top of that. Even at the full price, it's about $17 a skein. And if you go onto like Etsy or even in your local yarn shop, the average price for hand-dyed yarn is, in a fingering weight, runs you around $26 to $28. Somewhere in that ballpark is about the average price. So, without further ado, I did like open the bottom here, so I did not have a lot of crinkling and cutting, but I have not opened the box. So we're going to do it together. I'm going to hold it up this way so you guys actually will see it first, and hopefully the yarn won't fall out when I do it, like it just did. I lost some things. Let's see. This is called Color Me Fresh. The yarn is Knitology Fresh Start. 60% merino, 20% alpaca, 20% nylon base. The total retail value is $24 a skein, so it's $48. But that, like I said, was not what I paid. Plus it gives you, and I'm going to cover this, but it gives you some bonus codes as well. And the bonus codes are for some patterns and some merchandise. So yeah, there are some bonus codes on the back that you can use. And it says, win a Knit Crate $50 gift card. Take a picture of your Knit Crate. There we go. Well, we will be doing that anyway. So, now to look at the yarn. Look at that gorgeousness. Is that pretty? Let me get this out. It's smells good too. It looks like, it just reminds me, it's called Fresh Start, but it just reminds me of springtime. I mean, it's got, both of them are the same. They're very soft. They are a single ply, so it's not two, it's a single ply. And it goes from, this is kind of a pistachio green. It's not showing up real good. Well, this is more pistachio green. This is kind of a minty green, and then it's got a pretty lavender, kind of like irises. And then over here, it's got a darker green, and then there's kind of a sagey green running through here. Really, really pretty. There is, let me see how many yards. It's a fingering weight, 440 yards. So the two of these together are 880 yards. That's a shawl. That is a shawl you could make with this. So, and like I said, it's very soft. Oh, look at that. It matches my shirt. Well, because I wear purple so much of the time, everything matches what I make. But, yeah. So, that is what came in my knit crate. Pretty cool. Exciting. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Now I wanted to show you a little bit more with this yarn and where I was going with this whole thought here. Here's the two skeins of yarn. And this is like a pinkish purple. This is a little bit darker pinkish purple right here. So give me your feedback on this. What do you think of this with it? Maybe if I stick it in between. Let me know if you think that would go or not. I'm really not sure. It is the same thickness of yarn and everything. The purple is showing up a little bit darker than it really is. Not sure if I can get it good. That's pretty good right there. So, like I said, you can see that the yarn that came from Knitology and Knit Crate actually is very similar in color. Especially on this side there, you can see a lot on this edge that kind of blends. So let me know in the comments, do you think these look good together? Because I don't have an artist's brain when it comes to putting colors together well. So yeah, give me your input, because see, this does have, see some of that dark right in here? It's very similar to this color here. It doesn't show it here, but it actually is very similar. So, yeah, give me your feedback. See what you think, whether you'd put them together or whether I should just leave these or maybe pick out a different color out of this. So, let me know what you think. So, that was what my dilemma was this week. I was trying to, like I said, trying to look at the yarns that were given to me and put them together with stuff I had in my stash. So, and that was the only one I was really, like, unsure of. So let me know whether I should put this purple with the Knitology or whether I should put it with this. This, I tend to say, it doesn't really go well in it at all. I don't even see any purple. But, yeah, just let me know whether you think this should go with the Knitology yarn or not. So, I guess that's it for this week, and I will be back again next week with hopefully a little bit more progress on my designed shawl. I'm hoping to be into the next color by then. We'll see. See how busy the week is. And again, I thank you for oh, I know what I forgot to show you. I knew there was something I forgot in the acquisitions. I forgot to tell you what kind of beads I got for the shawl that I am making for my daughter-in-law. And where did I put it? Oh, there we go. I'm such an organized individual when it comes to doing my podcast. But anyway, to go with this one, I got, because the section that we'll be using the beads is the white section, I actually got beads that are about this color. They're kind of a cross between the navy and the denim. And the scarf that I will be making, or shawl that I will be making for my daughter, is the same pattern, and hers is in pinks and gray, and the gray section is 2 shades of gray and a pink. The gray section is where the beads will fall, so I bought pink beads for hers, so that hopefully those will stand out a little bit. So I think I actually really am finished for real this time, since I have it all. I actually do write all of this stuff down and then promptly forget to look at it. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the end of our podcast for today, and I will see you again next week. Thanks again, and like I said, subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment in the comments below what you think about that purple yarn and what I should do with it. Okay? Thanks a lot. See you next week. Bye.